Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Hi guys. All right. Audio should be a little better now. Holy moly. We're gonna roast some coffee. I got some Kenya Nairi beans. I do about 50 grams in a shot. We're going to use the old popcorn popper. You want to get one with the slots around the side. You can see that. So, it'll be a little noisy, but you'll have to bear with me. This doesn't make a lot of chaff. As far as I don't mind the mess. So it's not a big deal. We'll keep stirring that up. Got some pour over I made. You'll be hearing first crack start right now. Look at all that chaff. Woo! Like Christmas. And I'm just going to sweep this in a pile and vacuum it up when I'm done. It's not a big deal. I do have a window open with a fan in it to get the smell out, because it does create a little bit of smoke. And it definitely smells like roasting coffee. About a minute and a half left. Then we'll pull it out, grab it with a basket, a little basket, put it in a tray. Cooling tray sitting right here, ready to go by the window. It's also where I put the popcorn popper to cool as well. I could have pulled this any time. I'm going to hold on to it for a full 5 minutes. Give it a dump. Here's where we're at. Now I start a 5-minute timer. I put my popper over to cool. Drop my beans. Gotta love the bean drop. Got some more weight out, ready to go. We got lots of coffee to choose from today. I got a whole big box of stuff in from Sweet Maria's. So now I'm going to cut this back for the next batch. I got two 50-gram batches, and it's not terribly dark, but I think we can cut it back by at least a half a minute, possibly 45 seconds, and it's going to get closer to the roast that I want for this, which is just slightly lighter. This says City to City Plus is most intensity of the acidity, subtle caramel, sweetness, golden plum, raspberry spritzer, lemongrass tea, and apple juice. I've had a few of the Kenya Nairis. I really enjoy them. Really, really, really do. So I ordered 2 pounds of this, and that's why we're roasting some today. But I do enjoy it at different roast profiles, so I roast at different times. For me, I try to get the most out of the bean, whatever that might be. If it's a medium roast, a dark roast, whatever it ends up being. Well, we got to give this, we got another 3 minutes before we can put the next roast in. So we could sit here and catch up until then. Still working on getting a new laptop. Well, I don't want a laptop. I want a Mac Mini, actually. So something small that doesn't take up any space, and then I'll get a nice big monitor because I have this tiny 13-inch screen that I watch you guys' videos on. The audio is not enough. I need it to be louder in here, and I need a screen bigger because I'm getting old. Been trying some different coffees. Let's see. The coffee I'm drinking, I can't tell you what it is. It's the one they sent me that was wrong. It was supposed to be Monsoon Malabar, and it is not Monsoon Malabar. It is. I had it written down somewheres, but anyways, It's delicious is what it is. It's not bad coffee at all. So they didn't want me to send it back, so who am I to argue? I will roast it and drink it, and that's what I have done. I didn't get any coffee. Well, I got coffee in the mail today. I didn't get any tobacco in the mail. I do have some tobacco coming. I don't even know what the heck I ordered today. I had that written down too, and it's not here. I cleaned this morning. I spent all morning cleaning, so that's where that's at. Something you should get if you're going to roast coffee is a little book. Write down all different stuff that you want to keep track of so that you can dial in your roast, so to speak. If you're just starting out, things like a scale. You don't need a fancy blue tray. This is from Sweet Maria's. I wanted one of these for a while. It's plastic. It's flexible. It makes it easy to weigh out and pour beans. And I do it often enough that I could justify spending $2 or $3 or whatever it was for it. I just threw it on my order. I was using an old tobacco tin. Alright, we're getting close to the 0 hour. We can get this hooked back up. Our beans are pretty well cooled off. We're going to get them in a container in a second here. And we'll get roasting the next batch. I don't mind all this chaff. Like I said, I have hardwood in here. This is my own office space, so I don't share with anybody. So whatever mess I make is my own to deal with. My wife doesn't come in here unless she has to. So I keep it pretty clean, pretty tidy, because I'm in here. Alright, so this time we're going to go, that was 5-minute roast. See if we can take a better look at this under the light so you guys can see what came out. Not too terrible. Great color. Pretty even roast. Good batch size. I'm not going to change the batch size, but I am going to change the roast time. So batch size, still 50 grams. And we're going to go 445, no. We're going to go 415. And if she's still popping at 415, we'll hold off a few more seconds and just let her go. I'm going to play it by ear. Beans move very slowly in the beginning. They're very heavy and dense. Once they start to heat up, the moisture starts to evaporate and they dry those beans out. They change color. They start to shed the shell, the chaff, and they lighten up so they'll spin on their own. I like to give it a little help in the beginning to help even out the roast. You're roasting in a popcorn popper in a space this big, so any help you can give it works to your benefit. I can't see the chat for anybody who's typing at me, but I will go back and check it out later. We're going to label this bag. By the way, bags that have the little valve. That little valve right there. That's a one-way valve. It lets off the gases. When you roast coffee, it gases off for 2-3 days, sometimes a week or more. This was 5 minutes. Done. That's one sample in the bag. Both figuratively and literally. Christmas. Yeah, pop, pop, popping. Oh, the first crack. Now, if you take your coffee to second crack, that crack sounds a little different than the first crack. You'll know when it happens. But you can pull your roasted coffee anytime after the first crack stops. When it slows down to almost nil. Every coffee bean's going to be different. They will all share similarities, but they will all be different in their own. And I think this is going to be ready, from the sounds of it, pretty much done with first crack. And I'm going to call it. Calling it good. That looks pretty good. Put this over here to cool. Dump the beans. If you happen to drop one of them guys, go to pick it up, you will find out just how much heat one of those little fuckers can hold. True story. I thought, oh, that fell on the floor. I'll pick it up and throw it out. That was a mistake. Don't do that. Just let it sit there. Scoop it up with a piece of cardboard. Put it in a metal ashtray until it cools. So, that's where we're at. I'll show you this batch after. We'll do another 50-gram run at this time of this same one. And I know what you're thinking, some of you. It's a lot of work to go through for coffee. But if you roast your own coffee beans, grind your own coffee beans, and brew your own coffee, you're going to appreciate it on a whole new level. If you've never had fresh coffee, freshly roasted coffee within a week or a few days or whatever off of roast, you really should try it. Go to a roastery, get some roasted coffee, or get on Sweet Maria's. You can get on Sweet Maria's and order yourself a bag of coffee beans, and there's plenty of information on the website to help you figure out what you want to do and what you need. It's a $20 bill, $20-30 for a roaster and some beans, and you're in business. So simple. Everybody's got a colander. Get a metal colander of some kind of strainer that you can put your beans into to, when you get them out, just get a little air through them and then dump them on a cookie pan, cookie tray. Nothing to it. Okay, we gotta rotate this. And we got our next batch all weighed out, ready to go. I hope everybody's enjoying March Meerschaum Madness. I have been smoking my Meerschaum, getting a little bit of color on there. Probably mostly from grease on my hands, oils on my hands, but that's okay with me. I don't only hold it by the stem, I hold it by the bowl. I love the feel of it. It's just what I like to do. I have been using my Danny Shore custom shot shell tamper. I like this. It's nice and big, so it stays right on my desk. Alright, we are about ready to roast, folks. Let's get her going. How's that looking? There we go. $50 grams, 4 minutes, 15 seconds. Give it a little help from my friend, which is nothing more than a wooden spoon I stole from the kitchen. And I only use it for this. Alright, we're going to switch gears here. First, we're going to take notes on this. Ended up third and fourth run. You guys saw the second run. I did a pre-run before I started to see if everything worked before I turned on live. So, I still don't know if this is working, but it's on anyways. Third run, 50 grams at 4:15 seems to be where I want to be. We've got a couple of Ethiopians here. Ooh. Here we go. Raw honey, unrefined sugar, stone fruit reduction, subtle floral accent, integrated citrus-like acidity, lemon oil. Yes. That's the next one up. You guys can see that. There we go. ready. About a half a minute. We good. Woo. Getting that last pop. I let this machine cool in the fan in the window, drawing air through it, for the same amount of time that I cook a batch of coffee that I roast. So 4 or 5 minutes, that's how long I cool the machine. If I pick it up and it's still too warm, I'll leave it on the window a little longer. Not a big deal. For me, this is a relaxing hobby. It's something I love doing. I'm very passionate about it. I'm still going to purchase a Bmore 1600 home roaster, sample roaster, whatever you want to call it. So, we got these weighed out. This is an Ethiopian. I'm not even going to... A Labrador. Babor. That's what it is. Babor. There's no R in there. Boy, I brutalized that one. Ilababor. Baru Co-op. Alright, so we're going to go first run. And these beans are really tiny. Let me show you. They're very tiny beans. Still going to do 50 grams. We'll see where first crack takes us and write it down, and we'll go from there. So we've got a couple, 2.5 minutes left to cooling. We're going to rotate this. And then in a few days to a week, I will start sampling some of these coffees in batch brew, pour over with V60. My favorite way to taste is in the V60. I really love the cup I get. It's probably because I don't have a Chemex yet, but that's okay. Soon. But if I keep buying coffee stuff, I won't be able to buy a Bmore. So I want the bigger roaster so I can roast more coffee at once. Yeah. Something I've been chooching on lately. Amphora Original. I didn't know what to expect. I ordered this. Everybody's up and down all around about it. I just saw it everywhere on Instagram, on YouTube. And I finally decided I got to throw one on an order, so I did, and I got it. And I opened it, smelled it, and I was like intrigued. I can't put this stuff down. I've been smoking it, smoking it, smoking it. I'm going to order more because it's really good. I'm enjoying it as a all day. I smoke it at work. I smoke it at home. I had some yesterday. I dried out, let it sit a few minutes, and I smoke it like that. I smoke it right out of the pouch, a little bit moist. I've been smoking it at work at one of my Dagners. It's good. It smoked really well in a few of my pipes. So get you some. All right, we're about 18 seconds away from Rose City, USA. Let's get some of this coffee labeled so I don't screw it up. This is the Nairi Kiaga. And that's our timer. And that's a 5-minute roast, which is already on there. Get another bag here to sample with. I'm going to go 415. Kenya. Okay. So we'll put these. Put these in there, and we'll get this roasting up. Alright, so I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes, and basically I'm going to monitor this really closely and see where first crack starts and figure out where I think first crack is about to end, and we'll go from there. I hope everybody who's tuned in is enjoying this on some level. And you're either laughing your butt off or you're enjoying and maybe learning something. I don't know. $50 grams. 5-minute start. Belly moves slow. Give him a little help. Said this is a really tiny coffee bean, so it's not going to take long to roast, and I can easily go from first to second crack in this tiny little oven here, so I have to be very watchful and listen. I get bigger beans like Monsoon Malabar. You have to roast a smaller batch. It's not that they don't fit in here, it's that they don't roast evenly. But at the end of the day, unless you're using a big commercial roaster, you're not going to get the most even of roasts. You're still going to get some coloration differences and things of that nature. It's just the nature of the beast. There's a lot of science behind roasting coffee that doesn't really get involved as much when you're roasting in a popcorn popper. Which on the one hand I enjoy. It takes a lot of the guesswork out. But on the other hand, I don't have as much control over the roast as I'd like. But it's okay for now. The ones who have tried my coffee and seem to enjoy it, and I definitely enjoy it, which at the end of the day is what's important. My goal that I set out to do was to make coffee better than I could get in a shop in my own home, that I was personally satisfied with. I don't care about anybody else, and I've done that. I've surpassed my goals. Look at that chaff snowing down. Now a lot of people use the top on the home roaster, on the popcorn popper. I used it for the very first or second roast I did when I first got it. I just heard first pop. 235. From 5. Okay. And you can put a bowl with a couple of damp paper towels in the bottom in front of the catch of the popcorn popper. Like if I had a top on it, I would put it here where the popcorn would come out. And it will blow most of your chaff into that bowl, and it will stick to the wet paper towel. That's not a big deal for me, so I got rid of the top. And I think it looks cool as hell when it funnels up top. But I like to be involved in my roast. I want to see it. And this way I'm not holding more heat. It doesn't change the way it roasts when I keep pulling the top off. I know exactly how much heat this is getting because I can see it. Hear that first crack going? We're almost 4 minutes. We're going to call it at 4 minutes, 30 seconds. I think that's good right there. 4.5 minutes on this one. That's where we ended up. Then I'm going to call good. I'll give you a quick look at our beans that we roasted in the last run. Not too bad. Got a few colored out in there, but not bad at all. Pretty even roast. Great deep brown color. I'm liking it. I'm happy. So we're going to put this right in the bag that we just labeled Kiaga 415. And we will do one more batch of the Ethiopian at 4 minutes, 50 grams at 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Folks, if you're thinking about getting into home roasting, this is super simple. Don't overthink it. It's a popcorn popper and a stick. That's pretty much it. It's a ton of fun. And coffee, really, really, really good coffee, becomes so affordable. This is not Folgers or Maxwell House we're talking here, guys. This is fresh. I can pick up a bag of coffee and be able to tell you what farm it came from. And if I do a little bit of digging online, I can probably tell you the guy and gal's names that have harvested that coffee. A lot of it is it's sourced direct. It's coming right from the growers. Lots of work, lots of energy. How coffee is so inexpensive is beyond my understanding, but I'm thankful nonetheless. Alright, we got about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and we will be roasting some more. Let's take some notes. So first run, 50 grams at 4, we ended up at 430. We're going to do second run, 50 grams at 430. use my iPhone for timer. It's just the easiest way to do it for me. So that's what I do. Still sucking on this coffee. This is a Walmart mug that I bought. Ozark Trail. The logo there. Put me an OMS sticker on there because that green doesn't match well. At least I think it does. I'm colorblind, so I have trouble with shades, but I'm pretty sure that matches. It's close enough for me anyways. This mug keeps coffee hot. I mean hot for friggin' ever. It was like $7 or $11. The seal on the top, to get the top of this off, I have to fight every time. It's super tight. Great, great coffee mug. Washes up really easy. Double wall insulated. It's basically the Walmart Ozark Trail version of the Yeti coffee mug. Very worth it. Okay. My phone's telling me it's time to roast the next batch. This is going to be the last one, and I'm going to sign off for today, folks. I'm going to be roasting more coffee, but I've got other things to do too. It has been fun spending this time with you. To all my subs, thank you so much. I'm almost at 500. I'm going to be doing a giveaway. I've got some stuff set aside already. We're going to be doing tobaccos, cigars, accessories. I'm going to give coffee beans away. It's going to be a big old box of junk, so you guys are going to love it. All right, let's go. Last run. Hope everybody had a good St. Paddy's Day. I had to work, but we had some Guinness at work. We had some Irish red ale. That was delicious. Four and a half minutes, 50 grams. I see some of you guys are saying hello in the chat. Hello. Thanks for joining me. There's the first crack. Hopefully you heard it. About 2 minutes left. like a Rice Krispie treat. Music to my ears. Snap, crackle, and pop. Got a minute left. Ten seconds. And we're calling. There we go. Look at that. Goodness there. Well, guys, we've reached the end of the line here. We're going to cool that off, and I'm going to keep going with some other stuff. I appreciate everybody joining me today. And life is short. Don't drink cheap coffee. Drink less, more often. Peace, YouTube.